Grace and peace, family. Vicki Dillard here. You're tuned in to the Vicki Dillard .tv channel, VickiDillard.tv. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing as I build my own personal YouTube channel. I'm sure some of you know that I have the high privilege of being a contributor on YourBlackWorldTV.com, FlyNubianQueenTV.com, AfricanDiasporaNewsChannel, and my show is syndicated and aired on several other platforms where we're reaching over 1 million people a week, and it is a privilege and an honor. But I thank you for tuning in to my platform as I build my own show. The content I do here is a little bit different, and I'll also be doing some more like blogging and maybe personal things in the future. But that is to come. I wanted to briefly share with you what they're calling landmark legislation. This is from the Washington Post, and many folks have heard about this already, where the Supreme Court ruled today that a landmark federal civil rights law from the 1960s protects gay and transgender workers, a watershed ruling for the LGBTQ rights written by one of the court's most conservative justices. Listen to this, family. Justice Neil M. Gorsuch and Chief Justice John G. Roberts Jr. joined the court's liberals in the 6-3 ruling. They said, listen, family, pay attention to the finesse. They said, Title VII of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which prohibits discrimination, quote, because of sex, includes gay and transgender employees. It says the decision was a surprise and not the only one of the day. Even though the court's conservative majority had been strengthened, it announced Monday that it was turning down a batch of challenges from gun rights groups, and it talks about some other things, but I want to focus on this LGBT stuff. I want you to pay attention to the fact that they are hijacking, they are stealing some of the benefits from the 1964 Civil Rights Act for gay and transgender employees. And let me tell you something, Black family. Do you think that our Black brothers and sisters who were set on fire, who were hung from trees, who were dismembered, whose towns and cities were destroyed and set on fire and bombed, whose little girls were bombed in church, do you think for 1 second that our ancestors and our elders, those that are still alive today, went through that? They had in mind some other people groups like this? Let me tell you something. If you are a part of the LGBT community, that's fine. Fight for your own rights. But how dare they hijack the highest courts of the land, hijack something that was meant for us? It's the same thing they did with affirmative action. How many of you guys know that affirmative action was supposed to benefit mostly Black folk, but we know that white women and other minority groups disproportionately benefit from affirmative action? America is doing what she's always done. What's that? Stealing. She stole our labor and hadn't paid for it, and now she's making mischief with the laws, stealing from us to keep us in a weakened state. During this holy uprising over the last few weeks, where American cities have been set on fire, folk protesting here in America, and we have done again what we've always done, sparked an international movement because of the Breonna Taylors, the Ahmaud Arbery's, and the George Floyds, not to mention the other nameless George Floyds, the other nameless Breonna Taylors. So they're trying to hijack and take this moment to steal. Only America, only American government, America's systems would use opportunities of Black death to profit. God, today. This is unacceptable. And this is the reason why we make the demands to Joe Biden and others that it is reparations for Black folk or nothing at all. How many of you all heard about Joe Biden coming out the other day after he did his NAACP interview, talking about when he was asked about reparations? Remember, he wouldn't even say the word reparations, but he was forced to discuss reparations. And he said, okay, he will consider the concept in terms of the study. But even he would only do that study and concept, the concept of reparations with a study, if we include Native Americans. But in the first place, if you do your research, you're finding that that a lot of the Aboriginal people, or those they consider to be Native, they were actually Black-skinned natives here on this side of the waters. That's number one. But number two, we also understand that there's a such things as $5 Indians. That's not a derogatory term. That's an actual historical term. Dr. Claude Anderson taught us about that. These are things where white-skinned folk or lighter-skinned folks tried to take benefits that actually belong to us. And Dr. Claude Anderson, one of our living legends still today, has court a litigation that's still going in terms of rights and reparations and treaties that belong to Black folks, benefits that we're supposed to be getting. But you find when you do your history that a lot of the so-called natives that you're referring to, like the red natives, are actually some of the ones that helped to work with our white slave masters to turn us back over and to further enslave us. I'm talking about facts and history. Let's tell the truth. But how dare Joe Biden? Why are they doing that? Because they want to keep Black folk in a weakened state. They never want us to become the head. But let me tell you what's written. It's written that we're going to be the head and not the tail, above only and not beneath. There is not only Black family, a changing of the guards. There's a changing of the gods. And when I say gods, I mean those with force and power. And there's a war of the gods. America has constantly engaged in war against us, but she does not understand that there is a God that backs us. And what she does to us is doing nothing but forcing us to unify, which means that our collective intelligence, our collective powers is going to cause us to be victorious, because there's an army you can see, we're backed by, and an army that you can't see. Somebody talk Black to me. I'm about doing things with justice and righteousness. I'm not somebody that believes that we should be the aggressor or that we start anything. But let me tell you something, America. We are the people that's prophesied about in the book of Genesis to Abraham, where God says, know for sure that your people is going to be in a land that's not their own and be oppressed for over 400 years. There's only one people that fits that description. We are the prophetic children of Israel. The Bible speaks in code. It's talking about us. And America is that mystery Babylon. Egypt is the United States of America. Pharaoh are the world rulers here in the United States. And our exodus is coming, and our promised land is just on the other side. My name is Vicki Dillard. Don't forget to follow me. Check out my website at MissVickiTV.com. So many of you ask about my Cash App and so forth. My Cash App is there as well. It's the $opwvicki. OPWVICKI. My Instagram is Vicki X Dillard. My Twitter is Dillard Vicki, and my Facebook fan page is Vicki Dillard. I came to you in peace. I leave you in peace. Stay tuned for upcoming spiritual product that I'm going to have available, a digital spiritual product that I'm going to have available to you that I believe you will benefit from in these times. Love you to pieces. Mwah. Okay, bless.